Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. We took a good look at the Artdeshine's Graphene BX coating. There are many ways to maintain that, by the way. The topper, which is also a maintenance product, it doesn't mean you have to apply that right away. You can actually wait and apply that down the road. Just clean, decontaminate, and top or maintain with this. You could also maintain with a spray detailer that they have available, and also the product that we're going to look at today, and that is the Graphene Chrystal Wax. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at Artdeshine's Graphene Chrystal Wax, 50 grams for $69 and change, so a bit pricey. It is a gel-like substance. So if you've worked with, say, let's take for instance the Meguiar's ceramic wax. It is the newest one. It's a gel-like substance. This is like that, but crystal clear, packed in this little jar here. You can put this on top of absolutely anything. Coating, a polymer sealant, another wax itself, acrylic. I'm going to put it on top of my vehicle. It's been a while since it's had a topper. This has been ceramic coated with a different coating. So this does play well with other coatings that I've tried on so far. If there's any other problems, I will pass it on to you. Another reason I was looking forward to putting this on my car, in Pennsylvania here, we have problems with hard water. We have about 6 inches tops of quality topsoil. Below that is just shale. So it's a real problem here. This was formulated to be hydrophilic or sheet compared to being a hydrophobic, heavy beading product. Apply a thin film, a thin layer, and this is what it will look like once you have it spread out evenly using those crisscross patterns. Let it stand for about 5 to 10 minutes before you come back and wipe it off. So you could probably get a quarter or half the car applied and then come back where you started and start to wipe it off. When it comes to wiping it off, guys, I grabbed 2 microfibers. The first one I'm just barely dragging. I don't have any pressure whatsoever. And even the second one, I don't have a lot of pressure. The towels will pick this up quickly. It's so easy to apply and remove. It just makes it a pleasure for you to work with. It is a synthetic wax with a blend of graphene particles and also some siloxane. And they want you to let it cure for about 12 hours or so before layering. You can layer this product or letting it get exposed to water, free-flowing water from rainfall, storms, raining, sleeting, snowing. Before I even read this, I was absolutely already convinced it wouldn't last long, but it does mention it will last around 10 washes. Those are always on the high side, always listed on the high side, so my guess is about 5 washes or so. It's perfectly fine. Even this little jar, guys, I'm going to show you how little is used, and I'll show you just how much I coat this car with. Very little, a little bit goes a long way. You're going to find out once you start to apply it. Okay, this little test spot is just a T, so bear with me and let me finish this hood here before we go around the rest of the car. And this is normal speed. You can get around the car really, really rapidly with this wax. It is just a pleasure to apply and wipe off. There's no effort whatsoever. Once again, very important to let those 10-15 minutes go by, depending on what temperature it is. Of course, if it's hotter and you're not in complete shade, you want to let the time run a little bit shorter and wipe it off quicker. If you are in a nice, cool, shaded area, let it go closer to that 15 minutes. And as you can see here, I don't know if it's coming through on the camera, but knowing this car and seeing it just about every day, I am loving the dripping wet look that it's giving it so far. Including all painted surfaces. Go over your headlights, tail lights, exhaust tips, wheels, trim any type of hard trim that you want to. Even in the interior, if you have some hard trim or carbon fiber that's coated, go ahead and take care of that. Your door jambs, inside the doors, under the hood, under the trunk, take care of it all, even the calipers. With all surfaces covered with the crystal wax, this is what we have left. And we barely got down to the bottom of the neck of the jar into, the real meat of the jar. So this little jar is going to last you quite a long time. And this is what it looks like. Again, I'm going to back it outside so you can see it in direct sunlight, but I can see the difference. It has a real dripping wet look to it, and I love it. Let's get the wax onto a test panel. And you can apply this wax by itself to make a clear coat on its own if you want to. Again, it's not going to last very long. That's going to be my guess. We will take it outside and we will punish it and beat up the wax a little bit. But whatever you're applying it to, go through those steps, the process of wash, decontamination, at least a polish. And you can see we have no slickness whatsoever here on the inside or the outside, and we'll test that after it's been applied and cured. This will be the gloss readings before it's applied as well. Starting off with a little over 86 gloss units, let's get this applied. It's going to be the exact same way we put it on the car, 2 layers. Already just a few seconds into applying it, this shot out test panel is looking dripping wet. We're going to let it cure, the minimum 12 hours, but we're going to let it go 24, probably even longer until I get back to it. And when I do, as we have it right now, you can feel the slickness as it's curing more and more. And we put the blocks on there, and we could see that first block just slide right off of there while the other one is just hanging on to that naked clear coat. And we'll give the follow-up gloss meter reading. We have a heck of a jump. One of the many characteristics of graphene is the dissipation of heat. So those of you that are in those warmer climates, this portion of the test is for you. We're going to take a little area of the test panel up to and exceeding 220 degrees. Then when we go outside and we beat it up with the 10 wash test, we'll see it didn't affect it at all. So once again, I do have the hose on fan, but when we do flood it, you'll see right now here, it's a great product to sheet, and that will help with water spots. As we start the 10 wash test, I do want to bring you in and show you how it's fighting the shampoo solution. And that to me shows the strength of the protection that is there. And one thing as we go through with the 10 wash test that's very, very important, I do want to stress it. Whether a product is hydrophobic or hydrophilic, that is normally going to be something that is added to the formula to make it that way. Graphene, SiO2, is either hydrophobic or hydrophilic. It's what they add to the formula to give it those characteristics. And once I'm taking them through the paces in my testing, once those characteristics are gone, that does not mean the protection is gone. That just means whatever is inserted into the formula to give it those characteristics has broken down a bit. Just something to remember, something to keep in mind. As we move along with the test, you'll see the sheeting characteristics slow, drastically, really. But keep in mind, I'm washing with Carb Pro Reset and a ½ ounce of a stripper wash. Normally, everybody will wash with something they pick up from AutoZone or Pep Boys that's really not quite as effective. So it could last longer, but as we get into the, what is this, the third, fourth, fifth wash, you'll see the effectiveness of whatever they add to the formula to make it hydrophilic has broken down. But as we let it go, we're going to see at the end of the test here, that side of the panel is going to have hardly any water on it compared to the other side that has a couple droplets. And if you let those go, they turn into some real harsh water spots. And that will bring us to the final thoughts segment of the video. Let's jump right into pros and cons of the crystal wax here. Pros, user-friendly, the silky smooth experience, applying and wiping off the product. It doesn't get much easier than that. When it comes to gloss, there are 4 different ways to receive gloss. For me, there's the sharp gloss, mirror-like gloss from a coating. Then there's also, from a high-quality carnauba, you can get that glow and depth. Then there's also just the dripping wet look. And for me, it gives my cars the dripping wet look. And despite the pros and cons and the final rating I will give this, I have applied this to every one of my cars. And I love it. I love the experience and the look. When it comes to cons, price, obviously, and also durability. So let's get to that final rating. For me, I can't in good conscience go anywhere above average. If there was a category in between, I would probably put it there. Some things impress me, some things leave an average. I just go with my gut, an average feel to me. That said, I love the product from my stuff. So that's going to take care of the Artdeshine Graphene Chrystal Wax. We've taken a look at their coatings. The next video, I'm going to take a closer look at the window coat, and we'll see how that performs. So if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate. We have a ton of products to cover here, plus all the other how-tos and correction videos. So we have a lot to get through this summer. Catch you in the next video.